So, I thought this would be a very good time to just talk about my life and where things are headed. Um, I've had a lot of time just to think about like time, and I just don't feel like I have a lot of time. I feel like, I got to find a job. I got to find some sort of meaning in my life, and I just don't know where to go or what to do. I think the issue is I just fundamentally don't trust people. I don't like people, right? I was thinking of doing like a funny video, in the graveyard, but I thought against it because maybe it would be offensive and maybe I wouldn't be respecting the dead, right? But at the same time, I also think like, hey, look, like I haven't really respected a lot of people here in Toronto. I guess you could find out that reason in all my other videos, right? But what am I trying to say? So here's the thing, right? So when I'm thinking about my life, I'm thinking about where my direction is headed. My childhood pretty much just set me up for failure. And by the time I came, to being an adult, my childhood just destroyed the potential for my adulthood, to be honest. And I've just lost all respect and really hope in people in general. So I've been very confrontational, right? But, just thinking about my life, I never really had like a lot of social confidence. I was constantly being like torn down as a kid, and I never had a cashier job because I never felt comfortable counting change, right? I never felt comfortable counting change. So I never had basic jobs like serving jobs, busing jobs, stuff like that, And, what I realized is a lot of this social anxiety, it stopped me from just being able to live and like be around people. But another thing I noticed is that every shitty job you have to go to, right? Every shitty, miserable job you got to go to, there's always these people you got to talk to and deal with, right? Like, you ever get a sense that like maybe like you don't want to fuck up a bunch of line cook dishes, right? It's like really the same dish. The only difference is like an added bit of cheese or guacamole and chicken, and you can't remember all these dishes, right? And your boss, he's just roasting the shit out of you. And it's like you got to come up with all the excuses like, why am I not good at this job? Why do I want to work here but not want to work here? It's because most modern life is just insufferable. Like, everyone needs to work a job, but not everyone can hold down a job, right? And it's just like, because I have all this social anxiety my entire life, I've just been a complete total fucking asshole everywhere I go, right? Everywhere I go, I'm just a fucking problem to people. So I've never really found a place where I fit in except, my friend group of people that's no longer around. Never had a job where I felt respected. Never been to a school or an institution where I felt respected, right? Couldn't have a busing server job. Didn't want to count change. Didn't want to mess up dishes that I couldn't remember, right? Didn't want to look like an idiot for cooking food or not doing this or not doing that. I could barely hold down a job being a dishwasher, right? Just to put that in perspective. And when you look at my education, right, I had an audio engineering private school that I went to, but I found out it wasn't really recognized by Ontario colleges like the head of the school. This reputable institution said it was recognized by Ontario colleges, right? Very susceptible just to get that tuition money or whatever. And then, you know what? It's like, look, just stupid, like, anxiety-ridden things. Like, I don't have, like, obsessive-compulsive disorder, but I couldn't coil cables. And the first job I got as an audio technician, like, I just didn't like the person I was working with. So just something as simple as not being able to coil cables just stopped me from getting a lot of AV work, as stupid as that sounds, right? It sounds so mind-numbingly simple. Like, you didn't go into your career because you couldn't coil cables. Yeah. You know, even when I went to the Canadian Film Center and I was messing things up on set, and, you know, they're always so encouraging. Like, they wanted me back. And I just couldn't believe in myself. I just couldn't, like, whenever there was a technical issue or problem, like, I always took it super personal. So instead of just working the job and fucking it up for a decade, I just didn't do the job. The film industry, well, I had a low-level job as an LSP, right? But then the SAG-AFTRA thing happened. There was a strike in the United States, and it affected Hollywood North here in Toronto, right? So, you know, my low-level LSP job, I'd probably move back to that job, although it nets no work experience, right? And it doesn't lead to long-term longevity. I get my bullshit job because it would actually pay, right? Because it's long hours. I'd be working long hours, not being sociable. And that's the problem now, right? Like, I'm 32 years old. I've never had any love in my life. That's the issue. I've never had any love or acceptance. I don't want to do these stupid, shitty-ass fucking jobs. I'm sick of it. Because no matter what I do, even if I get the job and I'm earning the money, I'm not going to get the social respect. I'm not going to feel accepted anywhere I go. At this point, I'm dealing with so much fucking trauma and pain in my life. I don't give a fuck about anything. I just wanted that. Just wanted a girlfriend. I just wanted an affordable apartment. That's it. I don't want to fucking contribute to anything, to be honest. Stop drinking. My parents say they're worried about me. You know, they always say that. People in the community are wondering, like, why is this guy so skinny? Well, when your kidneys and liver are functioning, you can actually process fat a lot better. The only problem, though, is because of, like, the Barry and Honey Sherman murder suspect nonsense. You know, only problem, though, is that now that I've completely committed social suicide, right? And that's the thing. When you say murder suspect, random passerby, they hear, oh, you were a murderer. You're bragging you're a murderer or a copycat something. It's just so fucking stupid. Like, people don't understand language or English, right? Murder suspect. That doesn't mean murderer. It doesn't mean I'm bragging about killing Barry and Honey Sherman, for fuck's sakes. It means I was a random passerby, right? And regardless if you think that's true or not, it doesn't matter, right? Like, you know, I'm dealing with that. I'm dealing with that the best I can. But I've just been through a lot. And okay, fine. You can think I'm a shitty piece of shit, fucking bad attitude, whatever. I'm still going to have my opinions, and I'm still going to live the lifestyle that I've only ever known. So, yeah, my work education is trash. I could go back to audio engineering, but there's a huge gap in my work history. There's going to be a gap in my work history, and now it's all fucking random. I'm taking random jobs that I can't hold down. I'm just getting hired and fired everywhere I go, right? Because of these fucking police and this fucking community rumor spreading. So it's like, oh, you need a job. Nothing's affordable. You can't afford rent, can't afford groceries. Minimum wage jobs are not going to pay your rent, right? Fall back on your education or be homeless. Because there's no home for me in my hometown. There's no home for me with my parents, because why would I? They're fucking psychopathic. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, I don't want to be around these shitty people, right? You think I'm shitty? You should meet my parents. But that's just it. Like, you got to make some life decisions. You got to make some life decisions. It's getting bad. You got to do something. I just wanted love and acceptance in my life. Just wanted a girlfriend. But I had no self-esteem. And people in my neighborhood are constantly deriding me, right? Because of my seemingly erratic behavior, which I can't control. But being schizophrenic and dissociating and having a personality disorder, I don't feel like a person when I'm not. I feel a lot like a person, like when I'm on camera now, when I'm doing these little videos, but I don't have any friends. I haven't had anyone in my life because because my friend was murdered. My friend group fell out. So, yeah, I just like, you're trying to function at all. I'm honestly hoping for war. I'm hoping the United States goes to war with Canada, because everyone's going to know what I'm feeling right now. I'm constantly at war with myself. There's no one I can turn to. My back is against the wall. My safety's been at risk, right? My health is spiraling. Like, how much fucking torture and suffering you got to go through just for these fucking people to realize, oh, going to our fucking 50, 60-hour job is actually not helping society. Like, people are so fucking bored at their jobs and they got so much work to do. Like, they're not even really thinking of like actual consequences for society. And now you have some fucking idiot on camera like me talking about consequences for society when his life is just spiraling and he's not really a good role model or really peer to listen to or want to hear advice from. That's the irony, right? So, what am I trying to say here? The one thing that I need right now is security, safety, love, and respect. I am not going to get any of that. Very likely not. I have to make a decision with my limited work history. But look, not in the film industry. Being targeted in the way that I was, don't have any self-esteem, right? I was on set. I was on set, and these undercover douchebag cops came to my workplace to spread rumors. So everyone in the film industry, if they know me, they don't want to know me, right? It's like, where can you go? What can you do as a job if your industry probably doesn't want you around? I have limited education now, I guess, and everyone in the city fucking hates me. All right, fine. But I just like, yeah, I need to like focus on my survival. I just can't. I don't feel safe anywhere I go. I don't. I haven't for my entire life for obvious reasons that if the news media just reported on, like, I wouldn't be in this fucking shitty situation to begin with. But, you know, it's funny because, like, I've been through such fucking traumatic nonsense. I actually have the confidence level to talk to women, but I don't. As a 32-year-old, right, like, I'm looking at friends that I knew that are heads of organizations and companies, and this was in their, like, mid-20s. This was in their mid-20s. They were able to accomplish all that. I've accomplished nothing. But as far as like being in a normal relationship, that's all I fucking want right now. I don't want to deal with all this fucking bullshit. I just want to deal with my current emotional state. Nothing's inspiring to me. If I go back into the film industry, what? Right? I don't have enough money to really seriously pursue acting or really anything. I sold my camera. I sold my camera gear, everything, because I just needed to survive through the month. Right? I don't have anything. When you start, like, that's the thing of these fucking business people and all these fucking people in Toronto, right? That's the irony to this whole situation, is that, you know, they think, oh, they read the news and they say, oh, the unemployment rate, oh, yes, it has dropped by 1.2%, the unemployment rate. And, like, these fucking douchebags, all they care about is, like, whether they can pay off the interest rate on their yachts and their fucking cottage home in the country. Like, these people are so fucking devoid of, like, what's actually going on. And they want to say, like, oh, we give people a voice. We give people a voice and people feel heard and we're making a difference. It's just such fucking bullshit. Because, look, a lot of these corporate people in power, like, yeah, your lives need to fucking get destroyed. Okay? Your corporate suits, like, for not doing the basic minimum of your job, and also just being like a fucking responsible citizen trying to stop the death and murder of people in your city or in your country at large. Like, these corporate people, what they fucking deserve, they deserve to be fucking stripped of everything they have and just be in tatters. Like, you had a job and you had a responsibility and you want to complain about individual citizens and the actions that they're going through when you had a position of power and you didn't do shit with it. Right? Like, some of these fucking arrogant ass people, like, they want to talk about you know, how the economy is going, when they don't know what it's like to lose it all. Because honestly, like, if you're a person who's in poverty, like, you're constantly going through a cycle of, okay, how is it gonna get worse? How is it gonna get worse? Not about like, oh, like, when's my next vacation? When do I get vacation pay for my fucking salary job of like $100,000? That's not how people are living. These rich people, by being incompetent and fucking stupid, they deserve to be living in tatters, in fucking garbs and rags, right? They deserve to fucking lose it all. That's how we're looking at them. Like, you need to fucking get knocked off your fucking, you know, imaginary mountain, because you're not that important. You know, that's and it's being said for me, who's obviously broke and has no money. But it equally needs to be said about all these people, you know, with rich and wealth, because they're not doing shit for the planet, and they're not doing shit for the country. They're full of shit, you know. And that's coming from a person who's complaining about his job experience and his working life and all that nonsense. But what do I do? So what do I do? Right? I just want to create. That's what I want to do. I'm a creator. And if people actually know what I've created in my own spare time, maybe it'd be worth something. But, you know, not only for the fact that I have like a serious phobia of technology, and I don't feel like I'm being heard, and I don't feel like my emails are going through or I'm being acknowledged. It just feels like every position or job I could potentially get is just one more supervisor who's going to shit on me and try and rob me of my part-time position or whatever. Right? So is your supervisor or the fucking person close to you trying to big you up and see who you are, just trying to rip the rug out from under you so you have no job security, even when you're smart, even when you're talented, even when you have, you know, things that could be possibly going for you, right? I don't know. I'm just not inspired by anything anymore. I don't have the willpower to do art, to film, video, and edit. Like, maybe if I had a job as a news journalist, maybe I could find meaning in that, right? If they gave me the power to do the job, yeah, I'd find meaning in it. I found meaning in being a political canvasser, right? But I didn't get hired or rehired by this third-party company called Acorn Canada. Why? Because I'm too expressive? Right? You wanted me to be a part of your social justice organization, but you want to tell me to shut the fuck up and do as I'm told. Right? Even when I say, hey, no, it's okay. Don't fire me. I won't say anything. I won't talk about police. I won't talk about police corruption, anti-police talking points. I won't say any of that. Just give me the fucking job. You know, they cut the rug from under me. Right? When they say, oh yeah, you're like one of the best canvassers. You're the best there ever was. You're the best political canvasser. Re-elect Peter Tabbins. The fuck? Right? My credit is running up. They're telling me I'm their best canvasser, and then they fire me. That's how real life works. So yeah, if I had a news media job, like the things, I'm looking at all these jobs on Indeed, right? They're not inspiring. If you have no education, why the fuck would I want to do these jobs? Even jobs, dream jobs, when you read the actual, you know, description, it's like, why the fuck would I want to do all this meaningless shit just to do the little bit of job description that I actually applied for? It's so mind-numbing. It's so mind-numbingly stupid. Right? Even jobs that are supposed to be meaningful, like they just give you an endless task of things you don't want to do because you have to give up your humanity and you have to work so hard that you're not thinking about the world. You're not thinking about like the fuck what's really going on here. And that's true for the news media. That is true for the news media. They're so overworked, they don't have even time to think about all the aggregated articles that their corporation has released. Like, I don't trust a lot of these people in these corporate jobs. I just don't. You know, if you want to bring up my video and you want to say, like, you know, use my YouTube videos to determine whether I should keep my job or not. The world is so shitty and political, like, you just need to fuck off and just let people work their fucking jobs. Right? If the job is so important, if the job is so important, regardless of what the job is, then why don't you allow people just to live their job and work their life? But when you're poor, your life just spirals, and they say that they want to make a difference and that, oh yeah, we're helping the community. No. Like, aside from my work history and all that, so aside from my anxiety and my traumatization and my shitty behavior and all the choices I've made in life, it's like, are we forgetting that there's been like dozens of recessions since 1992, and there's been social insecurity, and that the most of like small town Ontario is not being funded properly, right? Like, Toronto is 20% of Canada's economy. 80% of the companies in Canada are American owned. The Trump administration in the United States just levied 25% tariffs. So what the fuck? What the fuck are you telling me? So you're saying that we're going to be like some shitty Eastern European country where our mini malls aren't as fly and flashy, and our economy will always be stagnant? Like, wait a minute. We had several dozen recessions, right? Like, and you're saying, no, it's not going to get worse. Like, wait, I've been alive since 1992. What the fuck? Like, we've had multiple recessions. We've had so much social insecurity. And it's like, what the fuck are you trying to tell me? Now they're going to levy tariffs. So our economy is done for. Canada is fucking done for. And like, why are we trying to pretend? Like, what delusion are we trying to tell ourselves here? Right? Oh no, you're going to create thousands of more jobs that are just as irrelevant and stupid. Right? You're going to create thousands and thousands of more bullshit jobs that don't pay enough so that we can pay our rent. Right? That's not inspiring, right? Like, the fact that like news journalism, technically, they're telling me like if you release a newsletter and you don't need a journalism degree, right? The most important role in society, you don't need a degree necessarily, right? Okay, so then that is inspiring, right? You can work your way up the ladder, right? Maybe, we'll see. For you news journalists and students out there, we'll see, I guess. But it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all, right? I don't even think society is, especially Canadian society, is really geared to find the talent that they want, because they're either forcing all this fucking nonsense on you. It's not meeting their quota. It's not meeting their fucking sales projections. So therefore, they want to talk about productivity, even though productivity in this, industrialized nation is 1,001%. What about innovation? What about actually driving change in society? I think these people are full of shit. I think these people are full of shit. You know what? I think most people, like, if you're coming to this country and you're a foreign student and you got to pay like 3 times the amount of tuition as the average Canadian, they're setting your life up for failure. A lot of these East Indian students, like, they are insulting your intelligence. They literally are. Right? They're setting you for decades of failure, and then like a lot of these people would probably want to move back home anyways. So, what is the issue here? Canada is a false promise, and so is America. It's always been a false promise. Right? So it makes you think about the agenda. Like, man, just tell the truth. That's what I want to say to the people in government. Just tell the fucking truth for once. For once in your miserable lives. Right? Like, I can imagine, like, Canada's intelligence agencies and all these people in government, like, they're hoarding these secrets and information and knowledge only to realize, like, telling the truth is what works. Telling the truth is what protects people. Like, if someone's being subjected to violence, you think not telling the truth? Well, they're going to be subjected to violence anyways, aren't they? Right? You might as well tell the truth, right? Or are they making point calculations to get some bullshit advantage that's never going to come? Right? Like, you need, like, again, the goal of policing is just to prop up the judicial and jail system. Okay, so the goal of what, our government is to hoard information and knowledge to maybe get some sort of advantage by, anyways, I'm just ranting at this point. I really am just ranting at this point. I'm just fucking mad. I don't know what I'm doing with my life.